Hey y'all, so I know this isn't necessarily the best lighting. Let's see if I can get something from my laptop. I wanted to jump on really quickly because I don't think that many of you kind of know what's going on. So of course, I'm sure y'all have all watched what's going on with Diddy, but there are some other things that are going on in the country right now. And so I am at work. I was not supposed to be here this week, but that's okay. I'm here for the people. And so we've had a series of votes. All of the votes that we've had thus far have taken longer than they are supposed to take. All right. So I am in a phone booth, kind of. Let me show y'all. It's this old school setup. Did y'all see it? Did y'all see the phone? Yeah. So it's the old school setup that we have back here. I am right off the floor. So yes, I am still working. And basically, you know, you used to could take phone calls on these. I don't think these things work. They may work. I don't really know. Now we come in here with our cell phones and our laptops. Like I've got my laptop here and we've been waiting. So people had to fly all night. Some people had to drive all night to get here so that we could deal with this dumb bill. The way that this works is that the Senate sent us a version of this bill that was worse than what the House sent out, which for me, I just could not imagine that it was going to get worse. All right. So they sent it. We saw, you know, Murkowski is getting dragged for filth because of her vote. But the reality is that it wasn't just Murkowski. It's just that people believed that Murkowski would actually hold the line. But instead, what she did is she negotiated for things to not take place in her own state of Alaska, because she knows it's bad. Because if this is all good, if this is what Republicans want, then why would you want a cutout or an exception for your state, right? So here's another one of my friends. Say hi, Sheila.
Hi, how are you, everyone?
We just
All right,
got
see,
word that members can go back to their offices,
Oh,
but they have
are y'all hearing that?
closed.
That's an update.
So
Did you just hear that? They're saying that we can go to our offices.
But-
All right.
We have to
So,
stay close.
so this is, listen, these are the people that take care of us. I'm not going to put her on camera because I don't want randoms blowing her spot up, okay? But they tell us what to do. So I'm going to finish this and then I'm going to jump off live because I want y'all to understand the process. So we sent a House bill over. The Senate said, no, we want to do our own version. The Senate did their version. They sent it back. Murkowski claims that she plans on the House fixing it. We don't fix nothing over here, okay? All right, so they sent it back. The only way that it now gets to his desk so he can sign it into law is if there's no changes. So the fact that they want to sit up here and drag this out, and we've had all these votes that remain open. Now, I think they finally have made it here based on the votes, okay? They finally got here from all over the country. Some people were actually in other parts of the world, right? So everybody finally made it back to DC. There is nothing to talk about. Either y'all gonna take it or you're not. But like delaying like the inevitable is absolutely diabolical. But that's exactly what they're doing. So typically our first vote on something is open for 15 minutes. We've been sitting here for like 2 hours on votes. Some of the stuff is just supposed to be like 5-minute votes. And we're sitting here for hours waiting on them. Listen, you either are going to put your big girl and big boy panties on and try to sell the American people a pipe dream like he did to get into the White House and see how that works out for you in your reelection. Or you can decide to say that you're going to stand on business. And right now, the only one that's been standing on business in the House has been Thomas Massie. And this isn't to say that I agree with Thomas Massie. I don't want y'all to get that twisted. But the reality is that Thomas Massie says that he is a fiscal conservative. That is what he says. All of them say that they're fiscal conservatives. The only people voting for this bill literally don't even know what conservative means. Like, you literally are going to run up our national debt and we have nothing to show for it. It just means that Bezos gonna have his next wedding with whoever his next wife is, and he gonna have probably the ability to spend $100 million and not feel it. That is the difference. Yesterday, I went into the Rules Committee. I testified. I had 8 total amendments. One of my amendments was very simple, the one that I spent the most time talking about, which was basically this cannot go into effect to the extent that we are going to institute these tax cuts on behalf of the wealthiest in this country, which we only have 83 billionaires, okay? Until we raise the minimum wage. And I didn't even ask for I asked for $15. Minimum wage has not gone up in about 15 or more years. I was asking for $15. So if y'all say federal minimum wage goes up to $15, then y'all can go ahead and get your tax cuts. Let me get a little bit more granular on these tax cuts. So there is a wealth transfer tax that we have in this country. It's like an air tax, right? So let's say Granny dies. Granny got a few coins. Granny passes her stuff on. Typically, you get a tax on whatever the value of that estate is. One of the things that hasn't been highlighted is that they said, no, we think that's wrong. Do not ever tax people on the transfer of their wealth. All right, cool. You're not going to tax them. Whatever. Let me tell y'all about the limitation that they was like, that's just too much. If you transfer less than $15 million worth of assets, you will not be taxed. Now, they're going to reduce that cap in a minute. It'll be reduced maybe in 2026 to, I think, 7 million. So long as you're passing along anywhere between 7 and 15 million and everything below, you won't get taxed on it. But this game that they like to play on, oh, we're helping out, the working class, tax on tips. Maximum of $30,000, and it's only for 3 years. Listen, institute those same maximums for everybody else. And I bet you could get some bipartisanship up in here. But, it's a game. So I'm just asking y'all not to be fooled. And I know that y'all are watching Diddy and everybody waiting to see, prosecution overreached, in my opinion. But that's just my little legal opinion. And you lose credibility. The one thing you always want to walk into a jury with is credibility. And so I think that because they pushed a little too much, they ended up losing credibility on other things. So y'all can still watch Diddy. I'm going to need y'all to walk and chew gum, okay? So I need y'all paying attention. They just finally said that we could walk away. It's 3 o'clock here in D.C. I had to be on the floor and do my first votes at 9. I've done a total of I've done a total of 3 votes. My third vote is still open. Been here since 9 a.m., y'all. Yeah, this is not efficient for all of those that care about efficiency. And basically, I'm sure that they have pulled together their best Fox News spinners to try to figure out how these people that aren't in seats that either Harris won or that Biden won, how they are going to win their re-elections with the type of harm they are going to inflict, because justifying it by saying that 82 people in this country are running y'all is wild. Is absolutely wild. So anyway, God bless. I will keep y'all posted, but I wanted to give y'all a live update as I am literally sitting off the floor. But now they said that I can go back to my office, which means that Trump is still twisting arms and trying to convince them that this is good. I mean, it's good for him and his homies, like everything else, just like them tariffs. Them tariffs ain't worked out well for nobody but I don't even know who, right? I was gonna say his homies, but I don't even think we'll say the war worked out really well for them, or him dropping bombs, because Elon has the vast majority of his money in defense, and a lot of his homies have defense contracts, so that worked out well. At the same time that children in this country, it only costs $10 a day to ensure that they have health care that they need, our sick kiddos, right? They want to rip that away. Or the $6 a day that we spend to feed them, they want to rip that away. So in the immortal words of Tupac, they got money for war, but they ain't got money to feed the poor. All right, peace out. I'll keep y'all updated.
Hail Mary, run quick, see what do we have here now?